welcome to my channel, or welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Amethyst and I'm a first-time mom to a beautiful baby girl named Elena. I make motherhood, lifestyle, and motivational videos here on YouTube, so if that is something that interests you, please make sure you hit that big red subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss when I post new content. I would love to have you join my Fempower here on YouTube. So last week, I had a rough week. I had one of those weeks where I let a bad second turn into a bad minute, that turned into a bad hour, that turned into a bad day, turned into a bad week, and so forth. You guys get it. I just went down a downward spiral of just having a really rough time. And so I really felt it on my heart to make this video today, also because I've gotten a lot of messages from a lot of people on Instagram. And if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I will make sure that I leave my Instagram handle in the description box. But I got a lot of messages, and a lot of other people seem to be having a hard time as well with today's topic, which is learning how to control your emotions. Maybe I shouldn't say control, because you don't want to control your emotions. Rather than saying how to control your emotions, I think a better term to use would be how to manage your emotions. So we're going to talk about how to manage your emotions today, because I don't want you guys to try to control your emotions. I want you to be able to feel, because your feelings are valid. And I feel like if we tried to control our emotions, we would more so suppress everything, because we don't want to feel, certain types of emotions or certain feelings. And if you watched my last Motivational Monday video about how to really glow up your life, one of my tips was to feel things, was to deal with any unresolved trauma you have, to heal yourself, and that if you don't feel, you can't heal. So I don't want you guys to control your emotions. So rather, a better topic or a better way to say what I want to discuss today is how to manage your emotions. You guys know that I always say that I'm a very emotional person. I'm sensitive. I'm very in touch with my feelings. And while that a lot of the times is a positive thing, and I embrace that characteristic about myself, sometimes, like I told you guys in the beginning, it can take a toll on me, because I will go on a downward spiral and I will just let it completely take over my whole week. It could take over 2 weeks, and I will just sit in this funk of how I'm feeling. So that is why I wanted to make today's video, because I want you guys to be able to manage your emotions and not let a bad minute turn into a bad month. Disclaimer before I start giving you guys my tips and advice, I just want you guys to know that I am by no means a therapist. I by no means think that I am an expert at this. I just have a lot of experience with dealing with my emotions and learning how to manage them, because like I said, I oftentimes let my emotions get the best of me. So these are just my tips and my experiences that I've gone through, and things that have helped me learn how to manage my emotions and not allow my emotions to control me in my life. So please don't think that anything that I'm saying today, I think I'm an expert, or that I think I'm a psychologist. I am not by any means, you guys. It is really important for us to learn how to manage our emotions, because our emotions, they do control us. They control how we are going to respond to things. They control how we are going to react to things, and the way we react or respond based off of our emotions can affect our lives, can affect our relationships, can affect our friendships. Think about it. Have you guys ever sent that text, you're really upset, and you type that really mean, mad text, and then maybe an hour later, or you do it right before you go to sleep, and you wake up in the morning and you're like, I cannot believe I sent that text. So that is why it's really important to manage your emotions, and always know that no matter how you are feeling, what you are dealing with, you always have a choice. And that is the most positive thing, and most positive way to think about it, is that you always have a choice in how you deal with your emotions. You can feel things, but the important thing is making sure you manage how you deal with it and how you respond to it. My first tip for how to manage your emotions is to know your triggers. What things are going to make you feel certain types of emotions? So figure those things out. Figure what triggers you. Figure what is going to make you feel a certain way. What is going to make you feel happy? What is going to make you feel sad? What is going to make you feel inspired? What is going to make you feel blah? What is going to make you feel joy? What is going to make you feel happiness? What is going to make you feel anger? What is going to make you feel regret? You need to know those things, so that way you can know how to deal with those things when they arise, or so that you can avoid those things. So there is a prayer. It is called the Serenity Prayer. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but I have this prayer in my car. My mom tells me this prayer all the time. I've been told this prayer and recited this prayer since I was younger, because again, I'm very emotional and I feel things very deeply. So the prayer is, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So what that basically means, you guys, is there are certain things that in life that we have no control over. And that is also where emotions also come in. So we can't control what somebody else is going to do. We can't control certain outcomes in life, but we can control how we react to them. So that is the part of the prayer that says the courage to change the things that I can. We have it in ourselves to change how we react to things. So if you have a friend or a coworker who just irks your nerves, and you know that when this person talks to you that it is just they're always going to be negative, or they're going to have gossip, or it's just going to be something that puts you in one of your trigger moods, something that makes you upset, or something that makes you irritated, or something that makes you sad. We have the courage, we have the choice of how we want to respond to those things or how we want to deal with those things. Whether that means that you just tell yourself, okay, I know this person is negative, so I'm not gonna affect my mood. Whether that means you have like a negative family member or a toxic family member that you know you guys just can't really get along, you can't see eye to eye, and it's like, okay, I have to feed that person with a long handle spoon, meaning that you just have to kind of deal with them on your own terms and not really give them too much insight into your life, not really give them too much leeway to really even be able to trigger you. So we just have to figure out how to deal with and how to change our response to our emotions rather than trying to just not have an emotion at all. My next tip, and this is probably one of the most important tips that I'm going to say today, you guys, and I've already said it, is to respond to your emotions rather than reacting to your emotions. So if you're like me, when you get in a bad mood, so I have a routine, you guys. My routine is every day that I want to, read my Bible. Every day I want to be interactive with my daughter. Every day I want to make sure that I work out. Every day I want to make sure I drink a gallon of water. Now, when I'm letting my emotions control me and I am reacting to my emotions, 9 times out of 10, if something happens in my day and it makes me upset or it makes me sad, my routine is out of the window and I am reacting, and I'm skipping my healthy dinner that I made and I'm gonna go get takeout, which obviously might feel good in the moment, but then when I'm thinking about the weight that I want to lose, or I'm thinking about that really hard workout that I just did, it's like it's all a waste, which makes me feel even worse. Or when someone upsets you, and like I said earlier, you get on your phone and you quickly send that text and you type it in all caps, and then 5 minutes later you regret it. So that is what happens when you react to your emotions. When we react to our emotions, we are coming from a place of quick thinking. We are coming from a place of not caring about what the consequences are of however we are feeling our emotions, versus when we respond, we take time to actually consider our feelings. We take time to actually be in those feelings and allow ourselves to feel those feelings. We take time to think about the effects that those feelings are having on us and the effects of the consequences of how we are going to respond to those feelings. And usually when you respond and you take that time to really reflect on your emotions, you are coming from a place of calmness. My third tip for how to manage your emotions is to process your emotions. So again, you guys, the point of me making this video is not to try to tell you to control your emotions. It's not to try to tell you to suppress your emotions. It is simply to get you to learn how to regulate and manage your emotions. So to do that, you have to feel the emotions, and to feel them, and to be able to respond to them and manage them, you have to learn how to process them. There are tons of ways, you guys, to process your emotions. One of them, and you guys know that I am a big advocate for this, is to talk to someone. So if you need to talk to friends, family, someone you trust, if you need to take it further and seek therapy or talk to a psychologist, there is nothing wrong with that, you guys. I know that it's crazy that we are in 2020 and mental illness or therapy is still so taboo, and people are still so embarrassed to admit that they need therapy or that they have things that they need to talk to someone about. It is mind-blowing to me that that is still such a taboo thing, and it's looked down upon and it's frowned upon, because I think anybody who says I have a problem or I'm dealing with something and I want to get help and I want to get better is such a strong person. So if you need to do that, if that is your way to process, if that is the medium that you choose, then do that. My personal favorite way to process my emotions is by journaling, and you guys know that I've said this before. If that means writing down things that I'm thankful for to put myself in a good mood. But my number one thing that I normally do when I journal is to just literally do a brain dump. So when I get into a certain kind of mood, or if I'm just feeling a lot of emotions that I want to process, or I just want to kind of get them out of my mind, it helps me to literally get a pen and paper and write it on the paper, because it's almost like a release for me. Like as I'm writing it on the paper, it's like I'm releasing it and I'm letting it go. So I just write down a whole list of however I'm feeling, whatever I'm thinking about myself or my life, I write all of it out. And you guys, this is so therapeutic for me. So even that is a form of therapy. Even if you don't want to go talk to someone, or you don't feel comfortable talking to someone just yet, that is also a very therapeutic way. Another one of my personal favorites is prayer, and it's just talking to God, because he wants you to cast your cares to him and your worries and your anxieties to him. And when you do that, when you put it up, like I said, that seesaw in my last video, when you put faith in God and trust all together and you go up with it, fear, worry, and anxiety goes down. So that is another medium. Another is meditation. I am really not good at this yet, you guys. I can probably meditate for about 5 minutes, because again, my emotions and my thoughts are just like all over the place, and meditation is all about clearing your mind, or more so clearing your mind. It's more so learning how to, again, control those thoughts. And so you want to kind of set an attention when you meditate of whatever it is that you want to think about. So for example, my Sparkle Marie course that I told you guys about, the Perfect Time Is Now course, which again, if meditation and like manifestation is something that you are interested in or that you're passionate about, I highly recommend that you guys take her course. It was amazing for me, and it was definitely a game changer. But she says every day when you first wake up in the morning, you should try to do like 15 to 20 minutes of meditation, because it just helps you to clear your mind. It helps you to set an intention for the day. And it's another way that you're just kind of releasing all your energy, all your emotions. Your mind is just kind of at a place of peace, and you have a sense of peace. My fourth tip for how to manage your emotions is to change your views and relationships with emotions and about emotions. This tip was a game changer for me, you guys, because as I always say, I'm a very sensitive person. I'm very emotional. I'm very in touch with my feelings. And for the better half of my life, most people looked at that as a negative thing, as that it made me weak, as a bad quality about myself. And so I started to view it as a bad quality about myself, to the point that I started trying to suppress my emotions and wanted to try to be this cold-hearted person who didn't have feelings, who didn't care about anything, who didn't let anything bother me. That is not the way to go about it, you guys. First of all, you don't let anybody change something about yourself. Unless you want to change it, then that is completely different. But don't change because other people are trying to tell you that they don't like that quality about yourself. If you don't see it as a problem, that's number one, is that you don't allow anybody to change you based on their views of how they think you should be. So that is the first thing. But I really had to learn that feelings are feelings. Emotions are feelings. Feelings are not fact, you guys. They are not factual. They are not your reality. They come and go. One minute you could be super happy, super excited. The next minute you could be crying. Feelings come and go. Feelings change with the At best, our feelings are based on conditions, and they are conditional, which to me is an amazing thing, you guys, because that means we have the ability to change them. You guys, our emotions and our feelings come from our own thoughts, our own desires, our own beliefs. So that means they're going to change, because unless you're just someone who stays the same all the time and thinks the same things all the time, your thoughts and your desires and your beliefs, they're going to change over time. So perfect example, do you guys remember in high school, you would have those days where you just had the worst hair day? Like, you guys, one day I could get my messy bun down in like 5 minutes, and I would feel like such a boss, and I would feel like, okay, I'm ready to go. And then the next day I would try the exact same method, the exact same way, and I could not get that messy bun, and now I'm pissed and I'm in a bad mood, and I don't even want to go to school because I feel like I look ugly. It's the same thing. Your feelings change. Or one day you try on a pair of jeans and you can't fit them, and you look like a frump, and now you're pissed and you feel like you're fat and you hate your body. And then maybe the next day or 2 days later you put on a dress and it's really flattering and it hugs all your curves in just the right spot, and now you love your body and you're confident and you're happy. That is feelings. They are going to change. So that is the best way to look at it, is that feelings are not facts. They're not factual, and they come and go. So just as quickly as that feeling came of being irritated, of being annoyed, it's gonna go, and then you might feel happy, and you might feel beautiful, and you might feel. My fifth and final tip for how to manage your emotions is to let go of the now response. There is never a time, well, actually, let me change that. I won't say there's never a time, but there is rarely a time in life where you need to react or respond immediately. So this all goes back to my other tip about reacting versus responding. There's rarely going to be a time in life where something happens and you have to respond immediately at that very second. So if you take some time and you gather your thoughts, you think about how you feel, you let yourself feel whatever it is you're feeling, let yourself go through your emotions and process everything, and then you take the time to respond, the outcome will be so much. When we take the time to actually slow down and gather our thoughts and process what we're feeling or process our emotions, rather than just quickly acting or reacting, it helps us deal with self-control, which is really important. And that is what is really the most important thing about your emotions, is having self-control. Find yourself placed in a situation or you're faced with an obstacle where you feel like you have to respond right now, take some time, take a deep breath, allow yourself to process your emotions, gather your thoughts, and think about the person that you want to become or the life that you desire, the person that you aspire to be, the goals that you have in place for yourself, and remember them so that you can practice self-control. You don't want to lose your control and hinder the person that you're trying to be or the life that you desire, or block the blessings that God has for your life because you react based on a temporary situation. Because that is all that feelings are, you guys. Again, feelings are just feelings. They are not facts. They come and go. They are temporary. So you do not want to hinder yourself and lose your self-control based on a temporary situation. Before I wrap this video up, I actually want to give you guys a challenge. So the next time you find yourself in a place where you are allowing yourself to be controlled and fueled by your emotions, this is what I want you to do. Get a piece of paper, get a pencil, a pen, whatever, and write down 10 things that you are feeling about yourself at that very moment. You have to do it as soon as you are feeling it, at like the peak height of your emotions. Write down 10 things that you feel about yourself. So if you're in a place of anger, you're in a place of sadness, you're in a place of feeling insecure, write down exactly how you're feeling about yourself. And you guys, I'm not gonna lie, it might be some really negative stuff. It might be that you feel fat. It might be that you feel like a failure. It might be that you feel stuck. Whatever you are feeling, the first 10 things that come to your mind that you feel about yourself in that very moment, I want you to write them down. Then just don't look at it anymore. Don't look at it. For 3 days, do not look at it. And 3 days later, I want you to go back and write down 10 things that you feel about yourself at that moment. And you guys, 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you that your whole thought process about yourself will have shifted, because your emotions will have shifted, because you're gonna feel something completely different in those 72 hours than you did in the previous 72 hours. So that is what I want you guys to do, just to show you that your emotions are just emotions. They're not facts. Your feelings are just feelings. And it also will just help you to validate. And again, that is another way of processing, is when you write. Something else that I want you guys to do is create a reset routine. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, again, I will leave my Instagram handle in the description box. But if you do, then you guys know that over on Instagram, I created what I like to call my Instagram themes. And it's just a different theme for each day of the week that helps me to just engage with you guys. Because again, my goal in life is to inspire you, to uplift you, and to motivate you. So I created a different theme for every day of the week. And Mondays is Motivational Monday, which is also when I drop my motivational content on YouTube. So I just felt like it all aligned together. So on Mondays, I share a tip that I think will help you guys, will motivate you, and will inspire you. So as I stated in the beginning of this video, I let my emotions control me and go on a downward spiral for about 2 weeks. So this past Monday, my motivational tip was to create a reset routine. And basically what that is just a routine that you do when you find yourself in a funk and you feel yourself about to react to your emotions or let your emotions control you rather than being able to manage them. So for example, my reset routine is to drink a glass of water, room temperature. You guys, I don't really like lemon in my water, but to each his own. So I drink a glass of water, I write down 5 things that I'm thankful for, I give Elena a hug, and I listen to Just Fine by Mary J. Blige, and I dance in my kitchen. And by the time I do all of that stuff, it's like a reset in my mind, it's a refresh in my mind, and it helps me to come back to reality, let my feelings go, let them pass, process them, deal with them. And by the time I finish doing my routine, I'm in a much better place, I'm in a much better mood, and I feel ready to conquer my day. So another challenge that I have for you guys is to create a reset routine for yourself, so that when you find yourself about to allow a bad second turn into a bad minute, and a bad minute turn into a bad day, and so on and so forth, you do that routine, and it will help you to reset and refocus on what is real and rather than what is temporary. All right, loves, that wraps up today's video. I just want you guys to take away from this video, the most important thing is that I know that it is super hard to control your emotions and to manage your emotions. I know that this is not going to be an overnight thing. So you guys also need to know that it's not going to be an overnight thing. It takes practice, it takes dedication, it takes extending yourself grace, but know that you can do it. Know that it is within our ability to change our patterns and learn how to better manage and respond to our emotions. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up so that I can know to continue to create this type of content for you guys. Let me know down in the comments below any tips or activities that you guys do to process your emotions and better manage your emotions. I hope this video gave you tons of inspiration and motivation, that it was very uplifting to you. I hope that you guys have an amazing day and an amazing week, and I will see you guys in my next video. And as always, remember to strive for happiness, not perfection. Bye, loves.